It can be very dangerous to go to a secular school. We understand that. It can be, frankly, deadly. There has been a massive, massive decline in commitment to one thing in particular, believe it or not, and that is truth. Imagine an education led by people who don't accept universal, absolute, objective truth. What kind of an education is that? That's the kind of education that is being offered today. It has no sense of God. It has no sense of right or wrong. It has no morality. It has no sense of reality. It demands that everybody's fantasy, everybody's non-reality be accepted as normal.
Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. Now imagine for a second that you send your teenage daughter off to school, only to get a phone call a few hours later informing you that your teenage daughter has now been suspended. For what? The reason for her suspension is because she didn't want to get undressed in front of another boy at the school. Well, that sounds crazy, you might say. That schools can't force girls to get undressed in front of boys. Well, that's where this story comes in. A school suspends a female student for opposing a biological male in her locker room. This is an atrocious story. Listen to the details. It's going to blow your mind. The Daily Grace Company is a wonderful company. They have Bible study guides. They have pens and highlighters. They have journals. They have prayer cards, verse cards, Bibles. If you use our link in the description below, it helps us out. It costs you nothing, but it will help us out. Hey, would you consider hitting that subscribe button and being a part of this community with us? I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button as well. You know, when you like this video, YouTube pushes it out to more people, and it would really help spread this message. A Vermont high school violated the constitutional rights of a student when it suspended her for misgendering another student and then pressuring her to change her beliefs by attending listen to this, a restorative session with staff, according to a new federal lawsuit. A restorative session. Basically, your child has to attend a session with a staff of a school that believe it's okay for girls to get undressed in front of boys. And they basically have to go to a session to be indoctrinated by these perverted adults. This is our school system in America. Do you get it yet? The school also suspended the student's father. How ridiculous is this? The father of that girl got suspended from his coaching position because he didn't want his daughter to get undressed in front of the male. Do you see what's going on here? The controversy began in September when a biological male student who identifies as a female entered the locker room as members of the girls' volleyball team were changing clothes. One of the team members was 14-year-old Blake Allen. This is the girl that was suspended for seeing a biological male come into the locker room while she was changing, and she felt uncomfortable. She had a natural feeling. How dare her, right? The team members had never been warned of the possibility of the trans-identifying student entering the locker room. So, not only should these young girls not have any issue whatsoever with undressing in front of boys, but it's just sprung on them. There's no talk. The very fact that there would even need to be a talk saying, hey, listen, girls, we're going to start allowing somebody who was born a boy to come into your locker room. Is everybody okay with that? So now it's bigotry to even warn the girls, to even let them know. That in and of itself is bigotry. We have to pretend like all of this is normal and that these girls should already just inherently be comfortable with it. Otherwise, they're the ones that will lose their academic career because of something that is not natural. Allen was subsequently suspended after she told a classmate that the trans student is literally a dude and does not belong in the girls' locker room. And now she got suspended for speaking truth. You know, that's the problem with our society today, is that The truth is whatever you believe the truth is. Unless it violates my truth, then your truth is inferior to my truth, and you need to be erased.
From K through 12, children spend 14,000 seat hours in school. Let me say that again, 14,000 seat hours in school. The average Christian family spends less than 30 minutes per week discussing spiritual matters. We are losing somewhere between 70 and 88% of our children by the end of their freshman year in college. That's the children of evangelicals. Somewhere between 70 and 88% of them have nothing to do with spiritual things by the end of their freshman year in college. Now, let me give you the easy answer before we go into a more detailed answer. The easy answer is this. If we continue to send our children to Caesar for their education, we need to stop being surprised when they come home as Romans. A pupil is not above his teacher, but everyone, after he has been fully trained, will be like his teacher. It's simple. It makes sense. Whoever's your teacher is your discipler. You cannot separate education and discipleship. Whoever is educating our children is discipling our children, which means whoever educates the majority of children is discipling the majority of children. And if the pupil is not above his teacher, and if everyone will ultimately be like his teacher, you see the power of education.
Blake Allen was suspended for 2 days, but given the option to take part in a restorative circle. This is absolute nuts. Listen to this type of hogwash, this absolute brainwashing indoctrination going on within the schools would have to take place in a restorative circle, this new age mystic. What are they going to gather around and do seance and light incense and wave all these artifacts? So this restorative circle would be with the school's equity coordinator and at least 2 students who can help her understand the rights of students to access public accommodations in a manner consistent with their gender identity, the suit says. Allen would then be required to write a reflective essay. This is insanity. I mean, this literally sounds like satire of real life. These people are insane. This sounds like a comedy movie where everything is over the top and you know that it's insane, but they're making it even more over the top so that it's funny. We go and we laugh at this kind of stuff in movies. Instead, this is actual life. This is real life now. And the more that we keep giving into this kind of thing, the worse it's going to get. The more satire of real life is going to take hold of our everyday lives. This stuff's going to start happening at our jobs, at our schools, at the stores we shop at. You're going to have to start showing that you're in complete compliance with society in the way of the new thinking. Otherwise, you can't even buy food, go to school, have a job, any of that. If the school determined that the essay lacked good faith, she would be required to serve an additional 3 days of suspension. Oh man, this is crazy. This is Nuttown right here. So this young girl doesn't want to undress in front of a male, doesn't want to undress in front of boys. And the school says, you're a bigot, you're suspended now. And now she has to go and join a restorative circle and write an essay apologizing for her bigotry. And if they don't deem the apology sincere enough, then she's going to have to continue in her suspension for longer. Basically, if they can tell that she hasn't been indoctrinated enough, they'll continue the indoctrination process until she's fit to come back and accept the depravity of this school. But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. This is pure insanity and there's no other way to describe it. And hey, would you mind hitting that subscribe button and being a part of this community? I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button as well, you know, when you like this video, YouTube will push it out to more people so that this message can spread. And if you'd like to get to know each other on a more personal basis, I would love to meet you over on Patreon. You can find my Patreon linked in the description below. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.